Aloha, welcome back. So today we're going to be making La Mer. It's a riff on the mermaid cocktail, and it was created by my friend who is no longer here, Brother Cleve. When I was up in Boston, I had a chance to visit him at La Paris Crêperie. Really great food, fantastic cocktails. Everything I ate there was delicious. Of course, the cocktails were delicious because Brother Cleve created them all. And what I found interesting is that Boston has different levels of liquor licenses. The drinks had to be lower in alcoholic content. Made a delicious Mai Tai using less than typical amounts of alcohol. And he had La Mer, which is, you may think it's short for the mermaid in French, but La Mer also means the sea. Now, I'm not sure what everybody's obsession is with mermaids. I mean, sure, it's a beautiful woman. She's sunbathing, she's swimming. Just the bottom half of the fish, I don't get. In nearly every culture, they have a version of a mermaid. So if you go to 1000 BC in Syrian culture, they had Atigaris. The legend is she got so fed up with men on land that she wanted to turn herself into a fish, so she dove into the sea. But once the sea gods saw how incredibly beautiful she was, they're like, no way. You want to stay here? We'll give you a tail, we'll let you swim, we'll let you breathe underwater, but you're not going to destroy that beauty. So only half of you could be a fish. Now, as you go on through the years, the Vikings had them, but they've always been a symbol of fertility, like Venus or Aphrodite. They were born from the ocean. They're a sign of good luck and femininity. And for sailors, they were always good luck because, God forbid, the boat should capsize or sink. There would always be these mermaids there to save the sailors. Now, in popular culture, we got to go back to the 80s, and we see Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah in one of my favorite movies called Splash. And he falls overboard, and she's there to save him. And he spends the rest of his life trying to find this woman that everybody thinks he's crazy. They don't think it really happened. And one of my favorite music videos is by Sade. And she's an incredibly beautiful woman and a beautiful voice, some of my most favorite music from the 90s. And she depicts a mermaid. She saves a sailor, and she comes up out of the sea, and she's looking for him, and now she's getting dehydrated, so she goes into a bar. She just gets a glass of water and some salt. Now that's pretty humorous, but the song is very sultry, very sensuous, very romantic. And then once she leaves the bar, she finds a bottle of Evian, and you see her running through the streets. Now, I remember seeing this video when it was a hit song, and I could swear for the life of me that that was a bottle of Evian. Now when I go back to watch the video, it's some generic bottle of water, but the bottle itself has the same shape as Evian. I think at the time, it may have been for product placement, and it may have been an advertisement for Evian, but then they swapped it out later. And it makes sense, because back then, Evian was from France, from the Alps, and it was a very chic water to be drinking. Of course, we had our bottled spring water, but Evian really raised the bar as far as water was concerned, and we didn't have these other great brands that we have today, like Fiji. I imagine we had Pellegrino and some others, but that's why I think it was Evian. Either way. Now, I recently came across this gin called Mermaid Gin. It's got this beautiful blue bottle. There's nothing special about it, just 3 parts Mermaid Gin to 1 part dry vermouth, dash of orange bitters. Stir it well with ice, don't shake it, stir it very well with ice, and you'll have a really fantastic martini. Now, we got to go back about 3 years to find this recipe in Exotica Moderne. and I wrote about my trip to Boston. And there is the cocktail from Brother Cleve, and it's illustrated by Nick Elam. But I'm going to give it to you again now in case you can't get this issue anymore, because like I said, this is 3 years old. These sell out fast, so if you get the opportunity to buy one, they're beautiful magazines by House of Taboo, and I write for them regularly. I think I've been in every single issue except for like the first 2. So I just love writing about Tiki. I love all things Tiki, but I also love cocktails, as did Brother Cleve. And this one, everybody seems to love. So I'm going to make it for you again now. Start with a shaker full of ice. And we're going to put in 1.5 ounces of banana rum. He used Blue Chair banana rum. If you can't find it, I guess you could substitute something else, but Blue Chair is what he used, and that's what the recipe calls for. 1.5 ounces. Now this may not be easy to find. I actually had to special order this too, but you could try any coconut liqueur. This one happens to be 30% alcohol, which is 60 proof. So try and find one with a similar alcohol profile, because that will affect the taste. But we're going to use about 1/2 ounce of this. And then simply 1/4 ounce of blue curacao. Now, as for the pineapple juice, I went to Trader Joe's, which is my favorite place for pineapple juice, but they didn't have the small bottles. They only had the big gallons. I don't know if it tastes any different. I don't know why they were out of it, but in a pinch, I like these Dole light pineapple cans. They're probably get a few servings out of this, but I call them single serves, and it's a lot less sugar, and it just tastes better. It's not heavy, it's not thick, and it's not as sugary. So we're going to need 3/4 ounce of this. And now we're just going to shake.
Halo, everybody, halo.
Halo Shampoo presents the inside story of the Lonesome Mermaid.
What can I do about my hair? It's so dull and stringy looking, the sailors never whistle at me anymore. And for a mermaid, that's serious.
Look, Toots, here's the answer to your problem. Use Halo shampoo. Soaping dulls hair. Halo glorifies it.
Halo means natural beauty. The first time that you use it, you need no special rinsing after you use it. So Halo, everybody, Halo. Halo shampoo, Halo. Halo, everybody, Halo. Halo is the shampoo that glorifies your hair.
So Halo shampoo, halo.
Remember, Halo leaves hair fragrant, dandruff-free, and wonderfully easy to manage. Because Halo's not a soap or an oily cream.
So halo, everybody, halo. Halo shampoo, halo.
Hi, I'm Margaret Lindsay. If you'd sort of like someone to whistle at you, let Halo shampoo help you out. Because Halo leaves your hair soft and fragrant, shining with colorful highlights. Glorify your hair with Halo, America's favorite shampoo.
Got my strainer. Should fill that coupe perfectly. And you want to use the small coupe rather than a Nick and Nora, because this will only fill about half of this. So if you want, make it a double if you're going to put it in this glass. If you're going to put it in the smaller coupe, I prefer this as opposed to the V martini glass, because this would more closely resemble a jacuzzi where a mermaid might be hanging out. And they have these cute little plastic garnishes in the shape of a mermaid. You could even decorate it with a Hawaiian orchid or just a really bright, beautiful flower. So let's give it a taste. Really delicious. Really delicious. It's not high in alcohol content. You want to go slow with these, but this is a perfect cocktail. If you want to go light, you want something delicious. The banana rum does so much more justice than just plain vodka and lemonade. And you could even make this a mocktail. And you would simply do that by using blue Hawaiian punch and pineapple juice, maybe some Sprite just to liven it up a little bit. Now, you know what this is a perfect cocktail for? if you want to listen to some soothing music dedicated to mermaids. So many of you may know I have a channel on Mixcloud, and it's just mixcloud.com/Tiki Triangle. And there you're going to find a number of playlists that accompany all these cocktails. And this one is dedicated just to the relaxing sounds of maybe just mermaids frolicking out being in the sea, and you're relaxing, you don't have a care in the world. And I imagine that's where a lot of this mermaid culture comes from. Sailors at sea for like months at a time, no women on the ship, and soon they would start to hallucinate, and maybe they saw dolphins and they imagined they were women. I don't know. And every time I make a cocktail like this, I'm going to try and accompany it with some music, so you could just take an hour to go sit wherever you like, put on the earpods, put on the headphones, just put on the stereo, and just relax for an hour, just to escape this world, because that's what Tiki's all about, is escapism. Until next time, mahalo and cheers.
Isn't happy hour any time?